grandson of the Prophet. But when Hussain said, you don't have this obligation, religiously you are free to go. Means on the day of judgment, you will not be questioned about it. But even then, they decided to stay. That elevated their status. Means now they're going through that process of sacrifice, which they wanted to do anyway. But now they are doing it out of their own sense of, love and devotion for Imam Hussain, for the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so, and that is why we see, for example, Imam's reaction after that. He says, the companion that I have, my grandfather didn't have, my father didn't have, my brother didn't have. That is the reason. That all those companions who gave their lives with the Prophet or Imam Ali or Imam Hassan, they had done that out of duty, sense of duty and obligation. Here they are doing it voluntarily.
The passion did not bring hope for a victory, but it brought a smile on Hussein's face. That night, some more people joined the army of Hussain. An old friend of Imam Hussain all the way from Kufa, Habib ibn Muzahir, entered the camp of Hussain. As he entered the camp, there were chants of Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, God is great. And indeed, God is great.
Karbala is a universal message, not only for Shia, not for Sunni, not for Muslim, not for Christian, not for Jew. It is for everyone. Everyone is collective on this message of Imam al-Hussein. Charles Dickens said, I learned about justice through Hussein. He has nothing to do with Islam, he's a writer. You find people such as Gibbon and Carlyle, famous English historians, who learnt about justice through Imam al-Hussein. Gandhi learnt justice through Imam al-Hussein. Even the Bible talks about in Jeremiah, about chapter 46 verse 10, there will be a great sacrifice on the river Euphrates. So therefore you find the message of Imam al-Hussein is a message widespread. A message which is recognized by everyone, because it's the message of truth and the message of justice. And these are universal rights. These are collective rights. These are individual rights for every human being. And there are many stories of Hindus in India who remember Imam al-Hussein. Sikhs, the Brahman sect, who remember Imam al-Hussein. The Sikh Brahmins they are called. So everywhere in the world you will find Muslims and non-Muslims find Imam al-Hussein. In Lebanon, they are the Christians who remember Imam al-Hussein. Everywhere people honor Imam al-Hussein, for Imam al-Hussein's message is a universal message.
Another man whose hands were tied knelt in front of Hussein and said, May I be your ransom, son of the apostle of God? I was your companion who stopped you from returning. I accompanied you along the road and made you stop at this place. But I did not think that the people would refuse to respond to what you have offered them, and that they would ever come to this position with regard to you. By God, if I had known that they would finish up by doing what I am seeing them do to you, I would not have committed what I have committed against you. I repent to God, astaghfirullah, for what I have done. Will you accept my repentance, O Hussein? Yes, Hur, replied al-Hussein, God will forgive you. Hussein embraced him and said, You are a Hur, a free man in this world and a free man in the hereafter. Yes, the mercy of Hussein pierced through the heart of this commander, who decided to choose hereafter for this life.
In our lives, the best way of implementing Karbala is by taking the messages that occurred on that day. The first message that occurred was the manners of Imam towards his enemies. That he kept inviting them towards the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that Hur was a person who was away from the path of Imam al-Hussein, comes towards Ahl al-Bayt because of Imam's manners. So the first thing is the manners. The second is the idea of sacrifice. That in our lives, we have to sacrifice certain things to achieve success. There is no way. لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You will never achieve righteousness until you sacrifice what you love. Imam al-Hussein sacrificed everything he loved for the path of Ahl al-Bayt. That's number two. Number three, you learn from Imam al-Hussein, as I mentioned earlier, The concept of justice. Wherever in the world today we see injustice, whether it be injustice against a Muslim or against a non-Muslim, we must speak out. If there is injustice against a Christian, we must speak out. Against a Jew, we must speak out. Because justice, as I said, is a universal message. Those are three things we need to learn from what happened on that day.
Qasim, Imam's nephew, asked, "Is my name there amongst the martyred ones?" Hussain replied, "O son, tomorrow even the 6-month-old son of mine shall be killed." "O my dear son, what is death to you?" Qasim replied, "Death to me is sweeter than honey." Hussain embraced him.
Sacrifice was asked also by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah Ta'ala asked him to sacrifice, and he sacrificed all his life. He gave up everything what he could for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the most important sacrifice that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his own grandson, because Allah Ta'ala has told Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam during his life that your son Imam Hussain will be martyred in the battle of Karbala, in the field of Karbala, and he knew about it, and he had told his companions that one day my grandson will be sacrificed in defending Islam. So that was Allah asked him to sacrifice, and that sacrifice of Imam Hussain is the continuation of the sacrifice of Ismail alayhi salatu wassalam, the Prophet Abraham's son. And Imam Hussain is also son of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, through the chain of Hazrat Ismail and Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wasallam.
The philosophy of the rise of Imam Hussain was to protect the message of his grandfather Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and that being the message of rising against injustice because of the oppression of the Khalifa of the time, Yazid, who was a known drunkard, a known womanizer, who used to indulge in the world of music, who used to indulge and play with animals. And you found that this person was also showing a lack of respect to the Quran and to the family of the Prophet and to the teachings of the Prophet. So Imam al-Hussein, being a leader for mankind, would rise against injustice, whether the injustice is to Islam or injustice to the whole of mankind. And considering the fact that freedom of thought and freedom of belief is a right which is for every human being, irrespective of whether he's a Muslim or not, Imam al-Hussein rose to ensure that the freedom of thought was given to mankind and the idea of oppression was removed from the mankind at the time. Because what Yazid did and what Bani Umayyah did, they would not allow people to think freely. If you were with them, you were paid. If you weren't, you were killed. So Imam al-Hussein rose against this injustice to allow every human being, Muslim or non-Muslim, to have the ability to think and have beliefs for himself at the time.
Imam looked up in the sky. The sun rose. The path to Karbala was over, and the path to martyrdom had begun.
Allah